If you have not found a cause you are willing to die for, your life is not worthy of living. Have you found a cause that you believe you could die for? A retired chief engineer of Delhi, an elderly gentleman was suffering from depression, and he came to me for help. His wife, whom he loved beyond anything in the world, had died, leaving a terrible void in his life. They had fallen in love 55 years ago and had lived for 50 years as husband and wife, being each other's support in the inevitable challenges that had come their way. They had parented 3 wonderful children who were now settled. But the harsh hand of death had snatched her away from him, and he was immersed in immeasurable grief. I pondered on how to help him. If I said it was his destiny, he would have continued to feel miserable on having such a bad destiny. If I said it was the will of God, he would have said, "Why did God want to do something so awful to me?" So I said to him, "Did your wife love you very much?" He said, "Swamiji, immeasurably." I said, "Suppose you had left the world before her. How would she have borne that grief?" He said, "Swamiji, she would have been shattered. There would be no way she could have tolerated that misery." I said, "You know what? By outliving her, you have saved her from immense sorrow." All of a sudden, a light went on in his head. He realized there was a purpose in his suffering. He had saved his wife from misery. For the first time in many months, he smiled. He did namaste to me, and he had left. There was no way for me to bring back his wife for him. But by helping him find meaning in his suffering, I had enabled him to cope with it. The uncommonly known secret is that human beings will willingly bear with the severest hardships when they find it is in sync with the purpose they believe in. For example, Olympic athletes, when they prepare, they exert themselves until every muscle in their body is aching. But that pain does not make them sad. It exhilarates them with a sense of fulfillment that they are exerting themselves to the utmost for a purpose they truly believe is valuable. That is why Friedrich Nietzsche, the German philosopher, said, "If you have a strong enough why, you will willingly bear any hardship and austerity." On the other hand, there are people who live in luxury and opulence, a life devoid of the least bit of discomfort, yet they are depressed. These are the people who have enough to live by, but nothing to live for. Their misery proves the adage that man does not live by bread alone. It is a misnomer to think that our happiness is dependent upon the external opulences we have to enjoy. On the other hand, the greatest fulfillment we experience in facing challenges which we believe are helping us achieve the purpose of our life. That is why Martin Luther King Jr. said, "If you have not found a cause you are willing to die for, your life is not worthy of living." Have you found a cause that you believe you could die for? If we wake up in the morning with gratitude at yet another opportunity, a day to live in, enthusiastic about giving our best to achieving our highest goals, it means we have found the purpose of our life. On the other hand, if the first act of ours on waking up in the morning is searching for entertainment on social media or the television, it means we have not yet found the purpose of our life. This 21-day challenge has been launched with the release of my latest book, 7 Divine Laws to Awaken Your Best Self. Let me read a little excerpt from it. All of us want happiness that is permanent, ever fresh, and infinite. Since the mundane pleasures of the world do not fulfill these parameters, we remain discontented. No matter what happiness we get, if we find a class above it, we again become unhappy. Our soul is unwilling to be satisfied with finite happiness. The law of happiness states, true happiness comes by growing from within to become a better person. That is what I always say, that we have been on an evolutionary journey, and if we cannot become perfect, we must at least move ahead from where we were at the beginning of life. So the purpose then is to be the best that we can be. But it is not so simple. We also have the inner urge to do the best that we can do. We will understand this purpose of life in greater depth and how to accomplish it as we move along in this 21-day series.
Coming soon, JKYog Music. JKYog Music will be releasing various forms of devotional music like bhajans, music for yoga, and deep meditation music. Subscribe now to the JKYog Music channel on YouTube.